Hello, this is Spartacus here, and welcome to another video where today I'm going to bring you guys some Black Ops 3 gameplay, playing the game mode Safeguard on the map Nuketown, running around with the Razorback SMG, and I do really good in this gameplay. I go absolutely ham, but I do believe my team ends up losing, sadly, but I get a lot of kills, and hopefully you guys all sit back and enjoy the gameplay while I talk about game modes in Call of Duty. Call of Duty has so many different game modes. Not all of them, of course, have proceeded throughout Call of Duty history to the present Call of Duty that we have today. But going all the way back to Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2 had a lot of game modes for Call of Duty. Just in Modern Warfare 2 in general, they had Sabotage, they had Headquarters, they had Hardcore, different game modes, of course, and then they had third-person Hardcore, then third-person mode, and they had a bunch of different game modes back in Modern Warfare 2, and now Call of Duty has been going on, and there's been kind of less game modes that you've been noticing. If you go to ever since probably Modern Warfare 3 or Call of Duty Ghosts, there's not as many game modes as you see back in Modern Warfare 2. So in Modern Warfare 3, I do believe there wasn't that many game modes. Honestly, they did add the face-off playlist, which are actually new maps. They're kind of like DLC maps you had to download, and they're basically 1v1, 2v2, and then 3v3. That's what the face-off playlists were for. They weren't necessarily new game modes, but it was a different type of playlist, and then they just still had the same amount of game modes that they already in the game. But now Call of Duty has been introducing some new game modes other than just Sabotage and Headquarters and all that kind of stuff. Sabotage and Headquarters haven't proceeded throughout the Call of Duty series ever since Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 had Headquarters, but Sabotage, I believe, ended all the way back in, I want to say, Modern Warfare 3. But Black Ops 2 had Headquarters, but after that, Headquarters never returned. And then Call of Duty Ghosts. Call of Duty Ghosts actually introduced a new game mode called Blitz, which never actually made another appearance, even though Uplink did come into Advanced Warfare, which is very similar to Blitz in a way. But in Blitz, for Call of Duty Ghosts, basically two teams would have their own portal, you can call it, and the enemy team would have to go slide into that portal so they can score a point for their team. And that game mode wasn't very popular. Not a lot of people played it, but it never made a return in any other Call of Duty game. It was only in Call of Duty Ghosts, and it just wasn't very popular, so it never returned. Then going to Advanced Warfare after Call of Duty Ghosts, they introduced Uplink, which Uplink, you had to grab a ball, and then you had to go into the enemy side and go up into this giant hexagon sphere looking thing, and if you jump in it counts as 2 points. If you throw the ball into the giant sphere thing, it counts as 1 point. And it's actually a very competitive game mode in Call of Duty now. It's one of the game modes that MLG players play to playing Call of Duty World Championships and stuff, so that game mode is actually pretty darn popular. And it actually made a return in Black Ops 3. But another thing about Uplink is that it helps with the new movement system that we've been seeing. So Advanced Warfare was the very first Call of Duty game that ever came out with a new movement system. They had exosuits, and in Black Ops 3 we don't have exosuits, we have jetpacks, but it's still a different movement system where you can jump higher basically and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, of course Uplink made a return in Black Ops 3 because it was pretty popular back in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Now, other game modes like Black Ops 3, for example, has introduced a new game mode called Safeguard, which is, of course, the gameplay that you guys are seeing on your screen right now. Safeguard is where one team has to escort a robot from one end of the map to the other end of the map, while the other team has to stop that robot from the other team from scoring. Then, of course, they switch sides, and the other team has to switch positions by either escorting the robot or they have to destroy the robot and all that kind of stuff. Safeguard, in my opinion, is a kill horde game mode. A lot of people just goes for kills in that game mode. They don't play the objective. And of course, escorting the robot can be very difficult. I have to admit it can be a hard game mode, because once you get I see this all the time when I play Safeguard, is that when an enemy robot or team robot, whatever robot it might be, when a robot gets really close to the enemy position, all the enemies are camping that area, and all of them are shooting rocket launchers at that robot, and they're trying the best they can to stop that robot from entering that position and they need for that team to score. It's very crazy. It can get very, very, very crazy. But personally, I really like playing Safeguard. I think Safeguard is actually a really cool game mode, and I hope it does return in the future Call of Duty games. But of course, it's kind of interesting how they added a safeguard robot because it kind of fits in with the Black Ops 3 theme, because Black Ops 3 is a futuristic game, and if this next Call of Duty game isn't futuristic, it'd be kind of weird if they had a robot. And I don't know, it's just kind of an interesting game mode in my personal opinion. But yeah, like I said, Uplink has returned. Safeguard is totally new game mode, and there's party game modes that we haven't actually seen return. Gun game has been in Call of Duty, I believe, ever since, I want to say, Call of Duty Black Ops. I think Call of Duty Black Ops had gun game. I believe it. I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops, I think, first introduced gun game, then it came into Modern Warfare 3, and then it came into Call of Duty Ghosts and Black Ops 2, and now we see it in Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, which I think is really cool. I mean, gun game is a party game mode. It's not a game mode that's, like, taken very seriously, you can say. It's like a kind of a fun game mode. Like, it's just kind of wacky, you know? But gun game is actually the only, like, I guess you can say, wacky game mode that we see in Call of Duty Black Ops 3 so far. They don't have Sticks and Stones back from Black Ops 2 returning. They don't have, what is it called, Sharpshooter from Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 1 return in Black Ops 3. We've only seen gun game, which I'm wondering if Treyarch themselves is actually going to introduce some new game modes. But Call of Duty game modes, just overall, have been progressing throughout these years, and they've changed them, and it's just crazy how some game modes have come along the way, and some game modes have just left the whole Call of Duty series. Like Team Deathmatch, Domination have been two of the most popular game modes, and Search and Destroy are game modes that are probably going to continue in Call of Duty for the rest of Call of Duty's lifetime, because those are like the three most popular game modes: is Team Deathmatch, Domination, and Search and Destroy. Now, one game mode actually did not return into Call of Duty for Black Ops 3 anyway, and that was Search and Rescue. Search and Rescue was actually a new game mode introduced in Call of Duty Ghost, where it was the same thing, it was the exact same thing as Search and Destroy, only you could come back to life if your teammates picked up your tag, kind of like Kill Confirm, where if you die, that you drop a tag, and if your teammate pickups that tag, then you can come back to life in that same round, which I thought that was a pretty cool game mode, honestly. I actually really enjoyed playing Search and Rescue, but did not make a return in Black Ops 3, which I thought was quite interesting, because it did make a return in Advanced Warfare. But in Call of Duty Ghosts, I thought was pretty interesting how they first introduced that. But game modes overall, like, some have come and go. Demolition, actually, is a game mode that finally returned into Call of Duty. Demolition was in Black Ops 2. Did not see it in Call of Duty Ghosts, and we did not see Demolition in Advanced Warfare, but Treyarch decided to bring it back in Black Ops 3, which I thought was kind of cool. Demolition is an alright game mode. The reason why I'm not a huge fan of Demolition is because of spawn killing, and because every time I do play solo a lot, and my teammates just never play objective, and it's so frustrating, and it's but that's just me, though. I mean, Demolition, I think, is a great game mode. It's not the worst game mode I've ever seen. Headquarters was kind of a kill horde game mode. It was a little interesting. Headquarters, so if an enemy captured a headquarters, like headquarters would always move around the map, where it was like this bomb basically that you had to kind of like capture, like a domination flag. Only it takes forever to capture, and once your team actually eventually captures that headquarters like bomb, you can say, once that teammate has captured it, when the enemy, like whoever dies will die that round basically. And so I thought that's kind of interesting, where you only have one life once that headquarters eventually is captured. And of course, the longer the team they hold the headquarters, the more points they're earning to win for their team and all that kind of stuff. That game mode hasn't returned for a while, which I think will be kind of interesting if they brought it back. Third person mode has not made a return in Call of Duty. I think the last game to actually have third person mode was Modern Warfare 3. Modern Warfare 3 didn't have any game modes where you could play online with other people by going in third person, but you could put it in a private match. So you can go into private match and you can make your character into third person, which I think is pretty cool. Don't know if third person was in Call of Duty Ghosts. I don't think it was, but Modern Warfare 2 actually had playlists for third person, which I thought was pretty cool. And I really do think they should bring that back. I think they should bring third person mode back. Because the reason why I think they should bring third person mode back into the Call of Duty series is because from now on we're probably going to be seeing character customization from now on. And ever since Advanced Warfare, since Call of Duty Ghosts, we've had character customization, and I think it would be cool if we could go into a private match and go into third person and actually see our character have these outfits on instead of seeing our hands and feet. I would love to see it, our actual entire character in third person, so we know what we actually look like when we're wearing these outfits. But that's just me. That's my personal opinion. I just don't know why we can't have the option to have third person in private matches anyway. Not necessarily like online multiplayer, but just in custom games or private matches. So, yeah, this is pretty much it for the video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed, but I just want to discuss game modes in Call of Duty just in general, like which have come and stayed in the Call of Duty games, or which have gone away, like Sabotage and Headquarters. Like, I just wanted to kind of like bring that out there, guys. I really want to just discuss game modes in general for Call of Duty. But yeah, like I said, hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure to leave a rating for if you guys feel this video deserves, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys haven't already for more Call of Duty content. And I shall catch you guys later.